All right, today we are going to look at estimating products where we are multiplying by a one-digit number. And so what we will do is we are going to round one factor, and then that will help us to get an estimate of the product. Why do we want to ever find an estimate? Like, why would we ever want to do that? Why would we want to estimate and round the answer? Why is that a good skill, Colton?
There's two reasons. First thing is that it can make it easier for you to answer the problem, and the second one is I lost that one.
Okay. Jada, what was your thought?
If you don't know the correct answer, you just estimate it like that.
Okay. So it's going to give us an idea of what the answer is going to be. So if we estimated, and if our estimate was 3,000, and what if we multiplied and we got 24? But my estimate was 3,000. But I multiplied and got 24. What does that tell us? Something's wrong somewhere.
It's rounding up and it's rounding up.
So it's telling us that something is wrong. So it's going to give us an idea of what our answer should be. So I'm going to turn the camera so that we can hopefully, I'll have to turn it around, I see. Let me move some of this. That here. I'm not used to this document camera. This one's a little different.
Are you using Pixar?
No, I'm not using Pixar today. I'm using, this is OkioCam.
Oh, what?
I don't know, that's what this is. OkioCam.
Where's Pixar?
He's over there. He just does not record. Yes.
Pixar's a one. That's upside down.
Yes, I'm trying to rotate it now, but
I think the other one that doesn't work is sad. I think he feels sad.
it's not gonna let me rotate it.
Pixar? Yeah, the one up top that. The other camera that's not recording. I think
I have an idea.
That's just a lot. Yeah, I think it's sad.
Yes, maybe.
You know it's recording.
Yes, I do. Thank you. And it also recorded you saying. Okay. Now, so we can estimate a product by rounding one of the factors. Let me try to get that a little straighter. There we go. So if I were asked to multiply 5 times 387, then I would round 387 to the nearest hundred first. So again, this is where you look to the next door neighbor. And if it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it goes up 1. They are with Miss Smith. Thank you. And then if it is a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's going to stay the same. So here, the 8 is going to tell the neighbor to do what? Go up 1. So the 3 becomes a 4. And now it's going to be quite simple to multiply like we did yesterday. Remember, we multiplied yesterday where we found our basic math fact. So 5 times 4 is 20. And then we've got 2 zeros to put behind it. All right, so let's look at another example. This says find 2 estimates that the product of 6 times 47 is between. So I'm going to think to myself that 47 is between 40 and 50. 47 is bigger than 40, but it's less than 50. So 6 times 47 is going to be somewhere, get a tissue, between 6 times 40 and 6 times 50. So 6 times 40 would be 240. 6 times 50 would be 300. So the product of 6 times 47 is going to be somewhere between 240 and 300. So let's look at some examples. Number 1, I'm going to round 88. So I'm going to look at the next door neighbor here. And the next door neighbor here is going to, this next door neighbor is going to tell this one to do what? To go up to a. So now I can find my basic math fact. 2 times 9 is 18. And then I've got a 0 that needs to be placed at the end. We'll look at another one. So here's my next door neighbor, and it's going to tell the 6 to do what? Stay the same. So now I'm going to find my basic math fact, which is 7 times 6. What is 7 times 6? Good. 42. And then I've got how many zeros? Good. Okay. Here, the 6 is going to tell the 3. So the neighbor is a 6. And then 6 is going to tell the 3 to go up to a 4. So I'm multiplying 8 times 4,000. Find my basic math fact of 8 times 4. What is 8 times 4? 32. Devices should be closed. With how many zeros behind it? 3. Okay. Now, for 4, 5, and 6, we have to find 2 estimates that the product is between. So I'm going to think to myself, what 2 numbers is 65 between? It's between 60 and 70. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 60 and 3 times 70. My basic math fact, 3 times 6 is 18. I've got a 0 at the end. Basic math fact, 3 times 7. And I need to put the 0 at the end. So 3 times 65 is somewhere between 180 and 210. Let's see, 3 times 15. No, it'd be 195. 195. Put it. You're close. You're good. I like you trying to work it out in your head. But remember, today, we're not trying to find an exact answer. We're just going to be finding estimates today. Okay? So here, I'm going to think to myself, what 2 numbers is 527 between? 527 is between 500 and 600. So, find my basic math fact here. 9 times 5, 45. 2 zeros. 9 times 6 is, what is 9 times 6?
54.
54 with 2 zeros. So 5,400. So 9 times 527 is somewhere between 4,500 and 5,400. All right. Number 6. I'm going to think to myself, 7,381 is somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000. Does everyone understand where I'm getting these 2 numbers from, the 7,000 and the 8,000?
Yes.
Okay, so the whole, not really. I heard somebody. So I'm not looking at the one-digit factor in all these problems. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the multi-digit factor. So 65, 527. So that's the one I'm focused on, okay?
So it's like the
And I'm thinking to myself,
like it's in like the front and then the plate.
so yeah, you're thinking to yourself, you're going to look at that largest place value, the digit in the front, and you're going to think, okay, so that's going to be between 60 and 70. So this number is somewhere between 500 and 600. This number is somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000. And that's where those two numbers are coming from. Does that make sense? And I'm not, you notice I'm keeping the one-digit number the same. I'm not messing with the one-digit number. On this entire paper, I don't mess with the one-digit number. I only mess with the multi-digit number. Okay? What is a multi-digit number? More than one digit. All right. So now I'm going to multiply both of these by 4. By the way, thank you for letting me know you are not comfortable with that. There were more than 1 or 2 people that needed me to explain, so I appreciate the opportunity to explain that. Thank you. All right. And now I am going to find my basic math fact. 4 times 7. What is 4 times 7? 28. With how many zeros? Okay. And now my basic math fact here, 4 times 8, which is? Good. How many zeros? So 4 times 7,381 is somewhere between 28,000 and 32,000. Nope. No, because what it's asking you is just to find 2 estimates that it's somewhere between. So that means that if I were to actually multiply this problem and get the answer, that answer would be somewhere between those 2 numbers. That's all that's asking me for. Because one of these is you're rounding it down and one you're rounding it up. So you just know your answer is somewhere in the middle. All right. So I'm going to be putting your math practice on the math book and Google Classroom. So I'll put a link on Google Classroom to go to your math book to work on your math practice. I don't have it up right now because I know y'all, and y'all sneak in here and try to work ahead. So, also, please do not forget you have to get your green light on Reflex Math 3 times every week. So that is a classwork grade. So it is a classwork grade. You've got to start doing it. It is a classwork grade. So when you're done with your Big Ideas math book practice, you need to get on Reflex Math and get your green light. All right, Jada. Good.
I only got in it once.
All right, and I will pull up Reflex Math in just a second to check green lights. But before we do that, and I'm not trying to argue, I'm just telling you what it is. That is one of your classwork grades. So just understand that, and it's not how well you do, it's how making sure you're working on it.
Make sure you get the green lights.
So
I don't have any time.
I am going to give you time today when you finish your work. When you come in first thing in the morning, jump on it. I mean, there's plenty of time in the day. All right, so let me get your Big Ideas math book stuff assigned, and then I will check Reflex Math for everybody.